Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Apex Assassin here, and thank you for clicking on the Rampart guide today. I know the ALGS is popping off right now with Ramparts all over the place, and I'm assuming that's the main reason you clicked on today's video as well, is how to play Rampart. So, I'm going to break down how to play Rampart into 3 different versions. How to play her in the firing range, how to play her in mixtape, and how to play her in ranked. Alright, so some of the ranked matches I'll break down in a part 2 video. So if you want to see that video, subscribe, hit that like button if you like this video, hit that notification button if you also want to see more of me. And also, I'm not just making this video just for me. I also asked the #1 Rampart what are certain things and certain topics I should ask about, and this is what he had to say. Great video, always great to see Rampart content. Another good addition I'd suggest is explaining the bugs she has with her abilities, i.e. wall placement not working properly or not being able to put away walls and such. Alright, so let's break down what he says here as well in the firing range. I also want to mention that me as a player that is on controller, ever since I moved from the PlayStation 4 to the PS5 to the PC, and finally started making content on the PC, I have never switched off controller. And even when I hopped on keyboard and mouse for like a day max, right, I gave it a try. But here are my settings. I have tried 4-3 linear, and the lack of control is horrible, especially when you play as a Rampart. So one thing that my friend described is that my settings are specifically meant for Sheila. So dead zone 18%, 1%, 10 for response curve, 500 to 80 yaw and pitch speed, everything else 0, ADS yaw and ADS pitch speed, 220, 150. Now, the difference is I wouldn't recommend these settings at their max, because since I'm on a Victrix Pro controller, I have this right here. Unless you have your right stick taller than your left one, I wouldn't recommend these settings, specifically because you wouldn't need this much speed and it would be a lot harder to control. So my suggestion is I would lower these by 200, 250, right? So start off around 350, 380 yaw, around 150 pitch speed, and then slowly make your way up. Same thing with the pitch speed. I would say go down by like 50 or 80, right? So go down to like 170, 175, mess around there. Your pitch speed, bring it down to like 120, maybe not even that far down. Maybe just go down to like 130 and mess around with the settings if you're on controller, because most of what I'm going to say probably doesn't need to. If you're on keyboard and mouse, you don't really need to do much of this. Here are my optic settings as well. Mess around with these. 1, 2, and 3 is the most you should mess around with. Mess around with it down to 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4 as well. I have them around here, and the other ones are just kind of suggestive, right? They're just there to be there. And this is kind of what I see most people do. All right, put on all the best gear, right? They have all the best stuff. And then they kind of just stand here and then just practice their shots, right? This is one thing, it's just in training in general, whether or not you are a Rampart main or not. It's practicing like this, shooting people with red armor, right? This is not something I would suggest. Using your favorite weapon, the flatline, the R301 over here, right? And then just, like I said, having the best of everything at all times isn't something I would recommend. In my opinion, I would say drop all of that and use things that you kind of don't like. Maybe I would suggest using the car, using the Volt, using, you know, the Prowler, the Alternator, something that just is harder to aim without any mags and with sights that aren't good. So I wouldn't recommend the Bruiser. I would recommend the 1 to 2 times variable, or maybe don't use the HCOG. I would use the the hollows, right? And when you're using these ones, it mimics what it's like when you find the gun, right? Instead of you just having the best things off rip. And then also having red armor isn't, you know, real in my opinion as well. Have the armors on random, right? Have them on strafing. And I wouldn't recommend just running or walking. I would have them on random speed as well. And I would practice on these two ranges as well, having at mid range. And then on top of that, don't just play in this one little area just because the guns are clear. You have this entire area to play around with. Height, low ground, rocks, buildings, right? Now let's get into how to actually use Rampart and practice with her. So with the first perks, it doesn't really matter. Just depending on, you know, what your playstyle is. If you want to go check out that video right above me right now. These settings don't matter at the moment. Rearrange as Rampart. That's the one thing that you should be able to practice, is how to rearrange as Rampart. And then as you can see, playing around your walls, not just on your walls, right? How they work, and not just relying on your walls too. They're there to scare people, making sure they don't just push from right here. Oh, if they don't want to peek me here, they'll most likely push from up here. Put that wall there, let's push down. So in the firing range, I would recommend using amp reloads just to make you use the walls more a little bit, right? So as you're firing people, you can get behind your wall, start firing some more, reload faster, and getting used to the speed, right? And you don't have to be looking towards the wall either. Say if something happened behind you, right? And you needed to shoot this direction, it still works, right? Still firing multiple directions. So when you have these walls and you don't have these perks and you don't have all the attachments you want, practicing how your walls place is really, really great. So as you can see, like as I'm moving around, look how much red there is. Like I don't have time to be like, okay, let me place my wall. Okay, like that. Okay, let me place my wall like this. It's a lot of guessing and also instinct on how your wall is going to be. So having the ability to know that where you're looking shouldn't be where you place it, right? So if you just come out, it's not going to do it for you unless you move it and then go into it. Those are the small quirks that Oops Sorry is talking about also, is how the walls work around such strange objects, the way they're shaped, especially on rocky surfaces such as here, right? Look how crazy it looks, and you don't have time as you're getting shot. You don't have time to do things. Once you get this white wall ready, it's so much easier to rearrange where you need to, right? These are the small quirks that Ramparts have to do, right? If I was a caustic, right, it doesn't matter. I could just place it there, and then I'm good, right? In my settings, the reason I have the yaw all the way to the max is to do these 360, 180 turns with the walls and being able to readjust when I need to, right? So when the threat's behind me and in front of me, who has the most threat? I'm going to put up walls, start moving forward. And also, I haven't touched Sheila at all yet. 30% cooldown. It goes from 30 seconds each little bar for Rampart down to 22, saving an entire 8 seconds. 20% increase in Rampart's animations, turning this into the best LMG in my opinion. Now, there's so many animations with Rampart that you have to let work right before you start shooting, right? So, on top of all of the wall placements, on top of pulling out Sheila, on top of all the animations going all at the same time, there's one animation that will kill you every time if you go into a fight without realizing it. And that's your hands. So, when you have your wall out, as a controller player, right? Put a wall down, hit triangle, dead. before you even pop a shot out. I have my hands out. I pull out Sheila. I run out of ammo. I have to pull out my gun, and I'm dead. So as you go into a fight and as you're doing things with Rampart, you have to realize that these animations will kill you if you don't realize that your hands are the last thing that was out, right? That's another key animation that you have to watch out for as a Rampart player. And during the ALGS, as I was watching it, there were so many times where I would see all the pro players kind of do this zigzag form as well. Like, they were kind of just like panic placing, not really understanding how to place these walls. And because Rampart doesn't have an automatic connect, right, which would be really nice to see if it would automatically connect like this, give you a full 180 view, just so you don't have to worry about all of this clutter that goes in your face. So when you do place a wall wrong and you are shooting someone, right, and then someone appears here, you blow out your first wall without realizing it, and now when you try to peek this guy, now you're getting shot at by him, right? And once you get used to how her walls work, then you'll be able to start placing walls like this. And as you can see, I don't move my camera much. I don't move my right stick much. I just move a little bit, right? So when you have all of this going on, putting up walls, that's a lot better, right? Because they're like moving around so much, they don't realize what's going on. Then you got to readjust it. And then you're shooting this guy, and then that one goes down, right? Relax. This is something that gets to people. When you have to go this direction, right? And you have Sheila out, this is what trumps me a lot too. Is you can't actually put down your wall on controller if you don't put your Sheila away. And they're coming from over there, and you need to shoot. You pull out Sheila, you go this way, and then you don't realize that having Sheila out is going to stump you up, right? After everything that you've heard, after everything that you've seen, right? After learning my settings on how to play Rampart, adjust them to a lower setting if you don't have a controller like me, how to actually use the dummies correctly, and how to use the weapons properly instead of just having them maxed out. Having the actual areas to play around with, not just, you know, the starting point. Practicing her wall placements, practicing how the animations work, play around certain surfaces that are very odd, triangular, circular, vehicles, curved objects, right? All of them have different types of area placements for Rampart. Practicing with Sheila, her animations, such as inside of buildings, around buildings, doors, right? And especially practicing Sheila around your walls as well, letting the animations build up and charge up with Sheila. So that's how you play around with Rampart in the firing range. Now, let's go into mixtape and actually practice her the way I've been telling you. Let's give the Spitfire a try for this game.
Right. Now this is what I'm talking
A reverse hipfire is really good. I just spawned!
Charging my shield.
Wall, heal, relax.
I'm covered for your hits.
And sometimes in these mixtapes you can't pick up the wall. It won't let you sometimes. Oh, I should have kept shooting. Reverse hit fire, quick reload. Practicing my aim. Nice job. Spitfire. Oh! Oh! Let me get inside, put a wall down. Put a wall down, heal. Oh! What are you doing? Oh my god, I'm getting pushed. What is going on? That's also a glitch that I hate, is having those walls not actually block the door. They just reverse and open the other direction. It's so fucking annoying. Wall there. You want to tighten up your walls, something I don't see the ALGS pro players doing, right? making sure you have, you know, protection, and making sure your angle. Knock. Just like all of the other legends, all the other control legends as well. Their abilities are great when teams push you, right? The difference between that and Rampart is that you don't need to push people. You just have to see the person, right? Your walls are great because the range is infinite. It doesn't matter the range. A fenced out area, a catalyst little, you know, oval, or a circle caustic trap, you know, area denial. No, I could just deny you from all the way over here. You see that guy over there? I'm gonna shoot him from all the way over here because my wall is good from all the way over here. Hello. Oh, is that a havoc? Woo! I see you. Oh, she stuck me. So I know some of you roller players are correct at tap strafing and shit. So put up a wall. Oh! Wait. Wall, heal. Alright, we're about to win this game for sure. Alright, let's start abusing Sheila. Come at me, you bloody blokes. Damn! I have no walls, you see? Oh, fuck! Dead. Whoa. Charging up Sheila is very nice, right? You don't just want to be out here and then starting, as you saw. Charge up Sheila as I walk out, making sure it's safe, and we win. Using Sheila, using her walls, using her LMG perk, and I didn't use the actual perks such as, you know, the bandolier, the, you know, 30 seconds off of Sheila, ramped up, amped up, all that stuff. Right? Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification button, hit all those buttons, right? So, if you enjoyed how I broke down how to play Rampart in the firing range and how to actually utilize Rampart in lockdown, right? Come back. Let's break it down some more in some ranked gameplay, all right? So, thank you and goodbye.